He slammed the door in my face while I was still speaking. Not yelling. Not even raising my voice. I was literally mid-sentence, trying to talk to him like a human being. And he just shut the door. Not slowly. Not politely. Like a child. Like I wasn't worth even acknowledging. So I did what any fed-up, emotionally drained adult with a working internet connection and a breaking point would do. I shut off the Wi-Fi to every device he owned. And just like that, the freeloading, condescending parasite of a brother I've been forced to live with finally walked out of our house. Let me rewind. My brother is 26 years old. Not 16. 26. He lives at home, doesn't pay a single bill, doesn't work, doesn't go to school full-time, and hasn't made a meaningful contribution to this house in years. My single mother and I have carried everything. Financially, emotionally, practically. While he sat in his room pretending he's some misunderstood intellectual just taking time to finish his degree. He's been in a 4-year bachelor's program for almost a decade. And every time anyone brings it up, he's got excuses. It's not linear growth. Mental health is a journey. Capitalist productivity expectations are toxic. He says it all in this smug, patronizing tone, like we're idiots for asking him to grow up. Meanwhile, I pay for the internet, pay the bills, help my mom. I show up, and he hides. He won't come to family dinners. He doesn't help around the house. You call him for help and he either ignores you or claims he's in the middle of something important. Which, based on the number of Discord pings and Twitch audio I've overheard, is absolute garbage. But what really gets under my skin? It's the way he talks to people. Like he's better than us. He reads a few threads on Reddit about psychology, maybe watches a Jordan Peterson video. And suddenly he's walking around like he's some hybrid of Freud and Socrates. Always using $10 words to say absolutely nothing. And always looking down on the people who've spent years enabling his entire existence. Including me. The disrespect built slowly day after day. The snide remarks. The rolled eyes. The invisible treatment. And the kicker. He barely even sees it. He thinks he's the victim. The tortured genius living with normies who don't get him. I let it slide for a long time. Too long. But that door slam. That was the final crack in the dam. I had just walked over to ask him something simple. Nothing dramatic, nothing emotional. Just a normal sibling conversation. And before I could even finish speaking, he stared at me with that blank, arrogant look and shut the door. Right in my face. Not a word. Just click. And I stood there, frozen. Not angry yet. Just stunned. Like, did that really just happen? Then I felt it. The slow rise of heat in my chest, the sting behind my eyes, and that moment of clarity that hits when you realize you've been letting someone walk all over you for far too long. So I turned, walked back to my room. And I didn't yell. I didn't knock on his door. I didn't even breathe loud enough for him to know what was coming. Picked up my phone, opened the router app, and looked at the list of connected devices. 4 of them were his. Labeled with his name. Easy targets. One by one I tapped pause internet. Laptop. Pause. Phone. Pause. Game console. Pause. Tablet. In seconds, his world. His carefully constructed bubble of online escapism and digital superiority went dark. I didn't even smile. I just sat there, waiting. It didn't take long. I heard his door creak open. No slamming this time. Just a quiet shuffle, like he was trying to gauge the situation. Then footsteps. Down the hallway. Straight to my mom. He didn't talk to me, of course. Because when push comes to shove, bullies are cowards. He went to her. And she, already emotionally exhausted, lost it. She screamed at both of us. Why can't you two just get along? Why do you always have to escalate things? She said. If I dropped dead tomorrow, you two would probably kill each other. Get it? She's tired. This isn't what she signed up for. She didn't raise 2 kids just to referee every petty battle in a house where only one of us is actually doing anything. But I stood my ground. I told her calmly. He slammed a door in my face. He lives here for free. And I pay for the internet. If he can't treat people with basic respect, He doesn't get to benefit from the things we provide. She didn't like it, but she didn't argue. Not really. He went back to his room, and for the first time in a long time, it was silent. No arguing. No fake intellectual babble floating through the hallway. No keyboard clicks. No muffled YouTube lectures. Just silence. A few hours later, I heard him packing. He didn't say much. Just mumbled that he was going to stay with a friend. Or maybe with our aunt, who's always defended his behavior and treated him like some tragic genius instead of the manipulative, lazy freeloader he's become. He packed up his gear, laptop, headphones, all the tools of his internet-fueled delusion, and walked out. Didn't say goodbye. Didn't apologize. Just left. And you know what? The air felt lighter. I didn't dance or celebrate. I didn't call it a victory. But deep down, felt peace. The kind you only get when the weight that's been crushing you finally lifts. Even just a little. This wasn't some grand revenge with fireworks and viral consequences. It was a simple act. Tap on a phone screen. Flipped switch. But it meant everything. Because for once, I didn't let myself be disrespected. I didn't let him get away with acting like his presence in this house was a favor to the rest of us. I reminded him, without yelling, without fighting, that every action has a consequence. You slam a door on someone who supports you. That door doesn't always reopen. And the internet, that precious lifeline he clung to like a safety net for his fragile ego, that doesn't run on entitlement. It runs on respect. He chose to leave. And honestly, he should have done it years ago. Because maybe now, without free Wi-Fi, without a maid, without a family to condescend to, he'll finally learn how the real world works. Or maybe he won't. But that's not my problem anymore. What matters is this. I'm done being a doormat. I'm done tiptoeing around a grown man who refuses to grow up. Sometimes the most satisfying revenge doesn't come from destroying someone. Comes from disconnecting them. Let them figure out how to reboot themselves from scratch. If this story hit a little too close to home, or made you smile even just a little, go ahead and hit that like button. And tell me in the comments, what would you have done in my place? Have you ever served a little digital justice? And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories of satisfying revenge, karmic payback, and underdogs getting the win they deserve. See you in the next one.